Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Welcome everyone. I'm Whitney Ward. Tonight, 10 more people have died in Grant County because of coronavirus. And that's in addition to the 8 COVID deaths that were just reported yesterday.
And 40% of all deaths in the county happened just last month. As KREM 2's Taylor Vito explains tonight, long-term care facilities in Grant County are being hit hard.
Well, deaths due to COVID-19 have been surging in Grant County in recent weeks, and about half of them have been associated with long-term care facilities like the one behind me. Meanwhile, employees with the health district say they're just swamped trying to deal with everything related to coronavirus.
Our job is not fun. It's just gut-wrenching. It's day in, day out frustration.
Teresa Atkinson is the administrator of Grant County's health district. She says dealing with COVID-19 has been nothing less than taxing on her small staff.
But I get to talk to the people on the phone. My staff talk to the people on the phone that are sick. And if our public spent a day in our health district talking to people that are sick, I think they'd have a very different perspective on what COVID is in our community.
And like elsewhere, COVID is on the rise here. Over the last 2 days, Grant County has reported 18 more deaths tied to coronavirus. 7 more deaths are pending. 26 deaths were reported in the county last month. That compares to 4 deaths in each of the last 2 months and 8 deaths in August. And local nursing homes and long-term care facilities are feeling the brunt too. About half of all the county's deaths have been tied to care facilities.
It's our community that's bringing it into these facilities. It's not the facility's fault that they're dealing with what they're dealing with.
And remember the large wedding that was reportedly attended by 300-some people outside of Ritzville last month? The Grant County Health District says close to 50 local cases have been tied to the event, and some staff members at local long-term care facilities attended that wedding, according to the district. Now, while outbreaks at the facilities happened after the wedding, the health district can't say for certain that the employees who went to the wedding spread the virus.
And it has likely resulted in deaths in our community.
In the past 3 to 4 weeks, our census has jumped dramatically. We do attribute a lot of that to COVID.
Samaritan Healthcare, the hospital in Moses Lake, says they've been holding up so far. They've had high patient numbers, but haven't hit capacity and haven't had to divert people elsewhere. But while Samaritan is taking COVID patients from smaller hospitals, they've also had to send patients who need more advanced care elsewhere.
We do everything we can to keep them here, but we also know our limits, and when we need to send them, we will.
The health district, meanwhile, says they've been, quote, underwater with case counts. Staff are reprioritizing investigations. That, while some people who the district believes may have been exposed won't answer their calls.
And it's just so sad because this is my hometown. And I understand how hard this is for folks, but I also know if we just let down our guard, COVID's going to take over. And COVID right now is taking over.
The district adds that strike teams from the state have also come to Grant County to work with healthcare facilities. In Moses Lake, Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.
Washington is getting ready to receive its first round of COVID vaccines. The Spokane Regional Health Board meeting today discussed plans to distribute that first round. It's still unclear exactly how many doses Spokane County may get, but we do know that healthcare workers and long-term care residents will be first in line to get one. Governor Inslee expects more than 60,000 doses to land here statewide.
The latest information that we have is that Pfizer vaccine has been approved, and we will have about 62,000 doses by next week in an initial shipment, and then about 200,000 additional by the end of the year.
This afternoon, the board also discussed plans to move forward with a permanent health officer. That job listing for the new permanent health officer was posted yesterday. That means the health district is now officially accepting applications from candidates all across the country. But it's a process that could take months, so the board also officially appointed interim health officer Dr. Frank Velasquez to that role until a permanent replacement can be found.
And as we track the coronavirus in our community tonight, Spokane Regional Health is reporting 312 new cases today, as well as 5 new deaths. That brings the total death toll here in the county now to 275. And tonight, 139 people are hospitalized.
Meantime, across the state line, Panhandle Health reporting 255 new cases today. That brings a total to more than 10,300 cases in North Idaho. 1 new death for a total of 123 65 people are currently hospitalized. All right, let's talk weather now. Much of the inland Northwest still under an air stagnation advisory, at least for a few more days.
Yes, Tom Sherry is going to actually be talking to us about those below freezing temperatures. The question is, how long is it going to last? Do you think that the freezing cold is going to kind of help burn off some of that fog that we were talking about?
No, actually, I think because of the big ridge of high pressure and the very cold temperatures, cold temperatures can't hold very much water vapor, so we tend to get fog and low clouds. And then with the sun so low in the sky, it's very difficult to burn off the fogs and low clouds, especially as we get into middle and late winter. But in the meantime, we've enjoyed sunshine, and we do have that air stagnation advisory in effect everywhere you see shaded in gray, and that is through Tuesday morning. Right now, the air quality is good, but it's right on the cusp of being moderate. The AQI, last I checked, was at 50. Once it gets to 51, we'll go from good into the moderate phase. Look at this. We're at 32 degrees right now, and of course, the winds are calm, but it was a lovely day today. We've got some clouds over in western Washington and central Washington. Should move over us probably around midnight tonight, but it won't last long. By the time we get to tomorrow morning, we should see, after the fog burns off, we'll see more sunshine. If we get that sunshine on Friday, we'll look for a daytime high of 40. For the weekend, I've got partly cloudy skies after we burn off morning fog, highs in the upper 30s. Keep in mind the average high this time of year is right around 34, 35 degrees, so we're actually a little on the plus side. I'll check your 10-day forecast coming right up.
All right, sounds good. Tom, we'll talk to you then. Small business owners have until December 11th to apply for Working Washington Small Business Grants. Applications for up to $20,000 in emergency funding opened yesterday, and Governor Jay Inslee announced an additional $70 million for businesses. Small businesses with yearly revenues of $5 million or less in 2019, and businesses in the sectors that are most impacted by the recent public health measures are eligible for grants. Certain nonprofits are also eligible. The grant can only cover expenses for costs incurred due to COVID-19 and that were necessary to continue business. If you'd like more information on the criteria for the grants, you can head to our website. That's KREM.com.
Our businesses care for their employees and their customers more than anybody.
Coming up next, as those local businesses continue to struggle, a message from Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward about how to help keep those local businesses afloat.